Episode 101. 5 things I've learned from talking AI every day.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 Podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
What happens when you commit to showing up every single day to talk about one of the fastest moving, most complex topics of our time? Well, you change, your audience changes, and maybe, just maybe, you help shape one of the most important conversations of our lifetime. This is what I've learned from recording 100 episodes of the AI6 Podcast, and today I'm sharing the 5 biggest lessons that have come from doing it. Hello and welcome back to the AI6 Podcast. I'm Joanne Sweeney, and can you believe this is episode 101? So in this episode, I'm reflecting on what I've learned from showing up almost every day to talk about AI. Lesson 1, repetition builds authority. When I first decided to do this podcast daily, I wondered if I could keep it up. What would I even say? Would anyone care? I'm so busy, my business life, my personal life. Can I commit to 6 shows a week? But what I found is that repetition, intentional, that valuable repetition builds authority. Of course, I have my team, Jess and Joanna, to help me also. But what I found is that in a world where AI changes by the week, being a consistent voice helps people trust you. And that trust builds credibility faster than any one-off viral trend. Lesson 2, learning out loud is a superpower. If you don't know it, I started my career as a broadcast journalist. So I was speaking out loud, and there's something really powerful about saying words out loud. I guess when I was thinking about how I could teach at scale, I wanted to gift you an audio product, hence the podcast. And, I didn't wait until I had all the answers before I started the podcast. I just started sharing what was happening from newsletters, news bulletins, what I heard in mainstream media, and I decided to turn it into news. And again, that's the journalist in me. And that openness has been powerful. The willingness for me to start at ground zero, reaching out to people and say, hey, come on my podcast. I don't have any followers yet, but hey, let's talk about AI. And people said yes, and they were very responsive. And it has also reminded me that the best teachers are also active students. So when you learn out loud, you bring people along for the ride. I think that I've created connection from my little podcast studio in the west of Ireland to listeners all across the world, because I can see where you are from my podcast stats. So lesson 3 is that small habits compound. I'm a huge fan of Atomic Habits and James Clear. If you are not subscribed to James's 321 newsletter that comes out on a Thursday and it hits my inbox about 6 or 7 p.m, I genuinely wait for that. And he always talks about small habits that compound. And that's exactly what I've been doing with this podcast, and also giving you. I give you 6 minutes a day. It doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. 100 episodes later, I've built a body of work that I'm really proud of. And that's the thing about habits. They don't always feel big in the moment, but over time, they actually become your track record. Lesson 4, audience connection beats the algorithm every time. This podcast is niche. My son reminded me recently on our way to school, Mum, your podcast is niche, you'll never go viral. It's not designed to go viral. I'm not chasing trends or downloads, although I do, admittedly, keep an eye on the numbers most days. My purpose and my intention is to help you, marketers, communicators, leaders, understand and apply AI in your world. And I think my mindset and this approach is working from me. And I think when you make something for the right people, it will find its place. And then lesson 5, AI moves fast, but so can we. One of the main reasons I started AI6 was because I felt an obligation to stay ahead. If you have ever trained with me, if you know me, I just always wanted to be relevant and I never wanted to be obsolete. And because I run my own business, I need to stay relevant and have that knowledge for my clients, my students, and my online audience. And honestly, this podcast keeps me accountable. I'm learning, reading, testing, talking about AI every day. And that daily rhythm helps me keep pace with the speed of change and also take away my overwhelm. So AI is fast, but me and you, we're not standing still. We're adapting, we're applying, we're evolving, 1 6-minute episode at a time. And before you go, don't forget, I'm still running the AI6 100 episode giveaway. I'm giving away a limited edition tote bag that says, AI is not the future, you are. To enter, just maybe share your favorite AI6 moment or episode or takeaway. Tag me and use the hashtag AI6 podcast. So that's AISIX podcast, so I can find your post. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you on the next show.